Hey guys, sorry I'm late today. Had to do ePro 8 today at my school and just finished that and then coming home late. Alright, what are we going to work on today? I did say complex numbers. I can pull up an old paper. I don't think we've ever done this paper. And just do a couple of achieved, couple of merits and an excellence. What do you reckon? Yeah, I made a mistake with that Gar. I hadn't actually done the thumbnails for it yet. I'll change it now. Complex numbers, there we go. Save. Alright, so let me start putting up some questions. So we'll do a couple of achieved, couple of merits, and then a couple of excellence. So this is going to be from 2013 paper. Let's just see. What do you guys want to do? Or do you guys just want to do excellence questions? Or should we just do achieve questions today and then do merits later? What do you guys want to do? Because could we do more excellence questions than the rest? I'll tell you what, we can do a couple of excellence questions because I need to be out of here by 9:40 because it's always the problem, eh? Alright, what about we do a couple of achieved and then I'll do an excellence because I do need to wrap up things today at 9:40 because my my fantasy season for NRL is at stake and I've got 20 minutes to decide on a captain that's either going to win me the league or I'm going to lose the league. Alright, I'm going to start putting up these questions, these achieved questions. They should pop up very soon. There we go. So, I will get you guys to start on this achieved question. This is from 2013, by the way. 2013 question 1. It's not a parallel one, just the actual exam, but we will do a parallel one later on when I finished coming home a little bit early and have time to write up the questions. So I'll give you guys maybe a couple of minutes to do this. 9:14 I'll go through the answer. While you guys are doing this, I'll need to figure out my captain, should I? 2.8. The average says Nathan Hines. Alright guys, you guys had a bit of time for this question, so where is the question paper? Thought I had it here. I must have closed it. History recently closed. Nope, must have put it somewhere else. 577 2013. Cool, so we'll do this question here. We've got to write this in a plus b square root of 5 format. So what we're going to do is we are simply going to multiply with the conjugate of it, which means this will be 2 plus square root of 5 and 2 plus square root of 5 in the numerator. So when we expand the numerator, we're going to do 4 times 2, 4 times root 5. So we're going to get 8 plus 4 root 5 divided by, now we've got difference of squares in the denominator, so we've got 2 squared, which happens to be 4, and then we've got minus square root of 5 times square root of 5 is just 5. So we've got 8 plus 4 root 5 divided by negative 1, which is then equal negative 8 minus 4 root 5. Alright, nice and easy one to start with, and this should get you an achieved grade. I know in some papers you've got to kind of write that a is equal to negative 8 and b equals to negative 4. We're not going to really stress about this one because they just say write the final answer in a plus b square root of 5 format. Alright, so let's do the second one here. This shouldn't take you more than a minute, guys, so give it a go and I'll try and get the other questions up and running in the background. So this one is an achieved question, and then after that we've got 2 merit questions, I believe. And then to finish off, we'll do an excellence. Alright guys, we're gonna do question B here. So with question B, what do we got? We've got to actually put down u first. So if you look at u happens to be negative 2 plus 3i, and then v happens to be 2 minus I. Now if they ever give you this question, they always, I don't know why, they always tend to have that u minus v. So you got to be careful with that negative sign there. So you got negative 2 plus 3i minus, make sure you put the v in brackets. Alright, if you don't put them in brackets, you're going to end up with the wrong answer. Because remember that negative actually gets, because it's negative 2 and then negative times negative makes it a positive. So we've got negative 2 plus 3i minus 2 plus I. And when we simplify this, we're going to get minus 4 plus 4i. And so you need to mark it on the Argand diagram itself. So minus 4 is here, positive 4 happens to be there. So I'm going to put that as u minus v. Now you do need to clearly plot the point, and it's also a good idea to put down u minus v, or in this case you could actually put down w as well. So grades wise, again, this is just a straightforward achieved question, minus 4 plus 4i. Any questions with that, guys, before we move on? Sophie, no idea, right? You just got to practice yourself with all the variety of different questions, and then, you know, hopefully you've got enough to actually solve those questions. All right, I'm assuming we're okay with this. We're going to go to the next question, which is a merit. It's one of these questions here. So I'm going to give you guys about 3 minutes to try and answer this, and then after that I'll go through the answer. I haven't missed the Premiere Crozer, I just got delayed. Yeah, it can kind of go over your head, Arman. Okay, guys, I'm going to start going through this question. Let me know if you guys need a bit more time. Otherwise, I'll start going through this question. All right, let's go through this question. Now, the first thing that we've been asked to find is the value of p. We already know that one of the roots is 2 minus 3i. So for this question, you can actually put this in the calculator and you can just solve that straight away to figure out what that p is. Because what you do is this. See, if 2 minus 3i is a solution, then if we substitute z, then we can do this. So we basically can say then 2 minus 3i to the power of 3 minus 3 times 2 minus 3i plus p is equal to 0. So in other words, what we could actually do is we could actually work out that first two terms, what they are in the calculator. And the way I'm going to do it in the calculator is by using the answer function here. I mean, you could use the alpha button as well, like so you can actually store it. So I sometimes do this where I go, okay, so I go 2 minus, hang on, so 2 minus 3i, and then I store it into alpha, I don't know, let's call it alpha d. So that means if I actually go alpha d, the letter d is actually 2 minus 3i. And the reason I do this is because then I can go alpha d to the power of 3, that's z cubed minus 3z. I mean, I could have put alpha z if I wanted to, but I should have done it like that. That's all right. So this is going to give me minus 52. So all I've done is I've actually figured out minus 52 plus p is equal to 0, which means p is equal to positive 52. Now, with p equals to positive 52, this is the kind of like the final, we need to figure out the other two roots of the equation. So we know that 2 minus 3i is one of them. We know that the conjugate will be also the other one. So we've actually got two roots here. So the way I kind of work this out is it's really important to have a look at the coefficient of z cubed. If it's just z cubed, then I could write it like this. It's going to be z, z, z. And when I expand this bracket, I'm going to get z cubed minus 3z plus 52. Now I know one of the roots is 2 minus 3i. So I have to go minus 2 minus 3i minus 2 plus 3i and then minus k, and k being that last root. So what I can then say is I can say that this multiplied by this should equal to 52. So with that in mind, I can do minus 2 minus 3i multiplied by negative 2 plus 3i multiplied by negative k equals to 52. So the two negatives cancel out, and what I've got left here with is doing difference of two squares. So I've got 4 minus 9i squared times negative k equals 52. Now 4 minus 9i squared, that's going to be 13, because 4 minus 9 times negative 1 times negative k equals to 52. So I'm going to get 13 times negative k equals 52. Negative k is equal to 52 divided by 13, which means k is equal to negative 4. So p is equal to 52, and the roots, they are 2 plus 3i, 2 minus 3i, and then we are going to get k is equal to negative 4. So this is a merit question, folks, and both roots and p found is going to get you a merit. If you just do one of them, then you're going to get an achieved. Alright, I'm going to pause there for a second and ask if you guys have any questions. Let me know. Otherwise, we can actually go on to the next question. Zongzina, we're gonna take a little break with the level 2s and 3s as I ramp up the level 1 tutorials. Malika, you will not get marked down for that, because that is just going to be an incredible waste of time to try and do 2 minus 3i cubed. Alright, that's why I've got a graphics calculator. Just punch it in the calculator. Brown Belt Ninja, they are available in my channels. If you go and find it, you're going to find previous calculus tutorials. Alright guys, if there's no questions, I can move on to the next one. I'm on a bit of a time crunch. Got 20 minutes to choose who to captain. Who should I go with? Cleary or Hines? Cleary or Hines? Oh god. I don't think you can do integral of integration. You can do integral, but you need to give the starting value and the ending value as well. You got to give the range. All right, we're going to go to the next question because folks are very tired. Okay, so what we've got is if z equals to this, w equals to that, find the exact value of argument. All right, I'm going to give you guys about 2 to 3 minutes for this because this is a fairly nice question to kind of work through. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. I know it's a merit question, but trust me, you don't need more than that. Yeah, Crozer, you need the limits for the definite integrals. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Because I think the calculator does a numerical value, and because it does it as a numerical value, you kind of need to put that numerical value. Alright, like I said guys, I was going to give you guys a couple of minutes for this. And so I'm going to start working on this straight up. So in this question, what you need to do is substitute the z. So you're going to get 1 w equals 1 over z, which happens to be 1 plus I. So there's lots of ways of doing this. I guess the first way I'm going to kind of do is get rid of the denominator first on that 1 over 1 plus I. So I'm going to go w equals 1 over 1 plus I multiplied by 1 minus I divided by 1 minus I. Of course, I still have that plus I on the edge there. Minus 2 minus, sorry, I'm just having a look at your thing, Luke. I just want to double check, Luke. Did you use alpha I? No, you look like you used complex I. I'm not sure why that's happening, Luke. Sorry. Just want to maybe try the method that I've tried. You shouldn't get minus 52 minus 89. You should get minus 52. Okay, so back to this question. W is equal to 1 minus I in the numerator, divided by 1 times 1 is 1 squared, which is just 1, and I'm going to get minus I squared. plus I. So W is equal to 1 minus I. Have I got this right? Yes, I do. Minus I squared. 1 minus -1 plus I. W is equal to 1 minus I divided by 2 plus I. W equals a half minus I over 2 plus I. W equals a half. Now this can be written as 2I over 2. So I'm just going to do that first. 2I over 2 minus 1I over 2. So W is equal to a half minus a half I. Now looking at this, your real equals imaginary, and if real equals to imaginary, then you are looking at a 45-degree angle. It's an isosceles triangle because the real is half, the imaginary is half, therefore that is 45 degrees. So you can actually say argument of W is equal to 45 degrees. Now this question is a merit. You need the 45 degrees. It can be 45 or it could be written in pi over 4. Exam value of simplified expression for W. So in other words, if you don't get the argument but you get up to here, then you are looking at potentially an achieved as well. Isn't it half I, half I, half I? Oh yes, sorry. Good call. Positive. Yep, my mistake. I was like looking at where it was. Yep, thank you, Stacy. Good pick up there. All right, so any questions with this one, guys? Otherwise, we can move on to our final question of the night. Yes, you can use tan to work out the angle, but it's just, I mean, when you can see that the real part is imaginary, most of these types of questions, they do that, like where it's 45 degrees or like some, what do you call it? It's like either 45, 60, 30, 90, those kind of combinations. So as long as you recognize that, you know, your real is imaginary, or like sometimes you have to use special triangles, and if you do that, you don't need to use the tan. I mean, you can use it. I don't think it matters, because if I do shift setup, let's go to degrees. Shift tan of 0.5 divided by 0.5. There you go, 45 degrees. So no, it doesn't matter, Rice, if you do it in radians or degrees. So it still works out. No worries, guys. Last question. There we go. It's quite a nice question, this one, actually. Kind of uses all of the things you've learned from level 1 onwards. 9:39. I gotta make a decision. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to put it out to you. I think we're gonna have to do a poll. No, I can't do a poll. This is absolute desperation time. I'll show you this. I need to figure out who my captain is. Do I do Captain Hines or Captain Cleary? Who do I do here? God, this is the most frustrating. My entire season is on the line on this decision, I reckon. Who do I go? Of course, I don't even know if any of you guys watch League. Cleary? Oh God, even you guys are splitting it up. Oh, this is terrible. And they're ridiculous, like, you know, because I don't actually watch the games. All right, here's the truth. This is the craziest truth. I kid you not. So I play fantasy NRL. I don't actually watch the games. All I do is I just look at the stats, and I pick players. And our school competition between OSC and OJC, I've actually won it 3 years in a row. And so the teachers just hate me, right, for winning this because I don't even watch the games. So now we're up to finals this weekend, and I've got to pick one of them to be a captain now. God, I don't know who to go with. Like, all the stats, I've studied the stats. They are ridiculously the same. You know how to compare, player comparison. Not your. Who do I go with? Who do I go with? Look at the stats. Cannot make a decision. Stats wise it says go with Hines. Go with Hines, Spash. But Cleary is in form. Oh God, I can't make this decision. See, this is why I needed 20 minutes. I needed 20 minutes to study the stats because I've got to make this decision tonight. Like, my entire season, 4 years, it could be 4-year champion or a dud. Rice, that's actually not a bad idea. I think I might have to do that. No, I can't, because it's like, this is killing me. James, you reckon go Cleary? Coin flip coming, eh? You got 2k values. What now? That's good if you get 2k values. Substitute it and find out what's happening. Mahir. So if you get 2k values, substitute it into UV and then you'll figure out what's happening. Prod, do not procrastinate. Just go through those skills, go through those prep questions. It's about 170 videos. You watch like up to even 150 of them, you're gonna pass. But don't put them off till the end though. Got 7 minutes to make this decision. God damn. Okay. All of you guys are saying go with Cleary. Alright. But the other guy has got Cleary as well, so... It's a 28-point difference, which will make... But then it could go the other way as well. I'll play it. Yeah, Gomi, it's true though, but my team is rubbish at the moment because... See, my team has just got injury. I was pretty rubbish with the injuries. And he's got a pretty solid team. That's why I'm like, I think I need to go Hines as captain. 7 minutes to make the decision. Coin flip. Oh god, this is frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna finish this question. Cleary Hines. You can't Maher. Okay, look, we'll go through this at the moment, alright? We'll try and figure it out. If he has Cleary, do Hines. Yeah, you guys are right. It is logical, isn't it? Right. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to make Cleary the captain. Not with Bronson Garlic. Yeah, nah. I've done it. Done it. Nathan Hines. I'm sorry, Cleary. I know I trusted you all season, but yeah, no, I'm not confident with the rest of the team, so gotta go with Hines. Yeah, see, this is why I gotta talk to maths people. So you guys understand the maths. Alright, I'm sure I've bored enough of this with Stacey's probably like, I came to do calculus excellence question and this guy's doing fantasy NRL. Anyway guys, let's go through this question. Alright, so we've got U times V first, so we've got to do that. We've got 6 plus Ki multiplied by 4 plus Ki. We're going to expand the brackets, which means we're going to get 24 plus 6 Ki plus 4 Ki plus K squared I squared. So we are going to get 24 plus 10 Ki plus K squared minus 1. And so we're going to get 24 plus 10 Ki minus K squared. We're going to put the real values together, 24 minus K squared plus 10 Ki. Now it says the argument is pi over 4. Now pi over 4 is actually 45 degrees. Remember that. And in our previous question we talked about this. If it's 45 degrees, then the real is equal to imaginary. So if that's the case, the real part, which is this, is equal to imaginary, which equals to this. We can put that in here. So we're going to get 24 minus K squared is equal to 10K. 0 is equal to K squared plus 10K minus 24. So then we're going to get 0 is equal to K plus 12, K minus 2. Therefore, K is equal to minus 12 and positive 2. However, there is actually two values of K here, and we've got to actually figure out whether both of them work or they don't. So first off, I'm going to put down k is equal to negative 12, and I'm going to work out the complex number. So we've got 24 minus negative 12 squared plus 10 times negative 12i. So I'm going to get 24 minus 144 minus 120i. So I'm going to get negative 120 minus 120i. Now when I put k is equal to 2, I'm going to get 24 minus 2 squared plus 10 times 2 times I. So I've got 24 minus 4 plus 20i, 20 plus 20i. Now, it says the argument is actually 45 degrees. 20 plus 20 is going to be somewhere there because that's 20. That's 20. This is 45 degrees, so that's good. Negative 120 is somewhere here. Negative 120 is somewhere here. And if you look at this, the argument is actually 180 plus 45, which is 225 degrees. So this one is actually not correct. So we have to say, therefore, k is equal to 2. K can't be 12, as argument is not pi over 4. Gomi, the angle of the argument always starts at 3 o'clock. So when I say it always starts at the east side. Nom nom, you can't really do it in the original one, nom nom, because the thing is you're looking for the argument of uv. So if you actually substitute for 6 plus ki, it won't actually help you out. Now, how did I know the light blue graph that it's 45 degrees? Because if you look at it, this minus 120 minus 120, so it's actually got an isosceles triangle right there. And because it's an isosceles triangle, that's going to be 45 degrees, and I'm adding 180 to that 45 to get 225. Oh, lockout is done. That's it. No, I've stuffed. Yep, it's all over. It's all over. I have sealed my fate. I've Captain Hines and not Cleary, and the game has started. There we go. All right. Anyway, have you guys got any questions for this? Yeah, James, you could also do minus 135 as well. Hitansh, I'm going to take a break from level 2 and level 3 as I kind of gear up for MCAT. I'm going to do a bit of a crazy run because I'm kind of sad because I don't know if there's going to be an MCAT next year. So this is the last time I'm going to be doing an MCAT, so I thought I might as well go all in and kind of finish with like 5 days of MCAT. So Nathan, for the real versus imaginary, if you look at it, when I say where are we looking at, Nathan? Are we looking right at the beginning where I highlighted RE equals IM? TB, yes, it is an excellence question. Gomi, the best way to remember it is pi is 180. Pi is 180 or 2 pi is 360. That's the best way to do it. So the thing is, who was it that asked? Nathan, you asked, how do I know that real equals imaginary? Now, if you think about it like this, right? When you have a complex numbers that is got an argument of 45 degrees, it has to be an isosceles triangle. Because think about it. If this is 5, then this here has to be 5, because that's what an isosceles triangle is. Two sides are going to be equal, because this angle then is going to be 45, 90, and if you look at it, you have 5 plus 5i. So this is where I know that these two numbers are the same, so that the real equals imaginary for 45 degrees. So, and if you do forget, some people did, like someone's asking me like, oh, what happens if I forget, right? If you do forget, this is something you can do. Where is... like these triangles will be given there for you guys. All right. So these triangles are the special triangles, and this is how I know real, imaginary, pi over 4 is 45 degrees. So, Gomi, if you do forget it, you can just look it up here. It's given in your formula sheet that pi over 4 is 45 degrees. So you can actually say that pi is equal to 180 degrees. And if you look at this one here, this is also another good thing to remember. Sometimes they'll come up in this ratio of 1 and root 3. If they do, then you know you're working with pi over 3, which is 60 degrees, or pi over 6, which is 30 degrees. That's another useful little special triangle that'll be in your formula sheet. So if you do forget, you can always look it up there as well. Went with Heinz. Just messaging my mate saying that I went with Heinz after suggestions from the YouTube community. Alright guys, do you have any oh, special triangles? Yeah, I could explain that again. Yeah, sure. Well, actually, I'll come back to that, Stacy, but before I do that, anybody else have any questions with this? No. I think because the thing is, Heinz is playing on Friday, not Friday, the last game. So it's going to come down to the last game. If I captain Cleary and my team bombs the whole week, then I'm going to have a very sad weekend. But then on Sunday night, it's the last game. That makes it exciting. So it's all good. And plus, I've won it 3 years. I've taken those money from those guys for 3 years. I think 1 year they can take it back. Where would you get A and achieved in merit in this question? Okay. So the achieved part of this question is going to be for here with KI. Yep. This line here is what's going to get you achieved. 2 correct solutions is going to get you for merit. And then excellence is this part here. All right, guys. If you're good with this, I'm going to go through the special triangles again. I'm assuming that there's no other questions here. All right, let's have a look at that special triangle. So what do we talk about that special triangle? So I'm going to draw it out here. So with the special triangles, what's really kind of crucial is understanding the ratios itself, right? So for example, sometimes they will do things like they'll write up kind of some sort of how do I put it, like it's actually recognizing the numbers. So sometimes they would go k, I'm trying to think of a question, like I'm struggling here, where argument, so let's say argument of uv is equal to pi over 3, right? And let's say because in this case argument of pi over 4 is equal to 1 over 1. It's like 1 over 1, that's where the ratio of real to imaginary is equal. But in this case, not pi over 3, it should be 1 over 3. No, not 1 over 3. Hang on, let me get that right. Cube tan opposite 3 opposite over adjacent, because then real would equal to imaginary. In this case, real would be like a √3 ratio. I'm not making sense here. I think I need to find a question for it to explain it. But the thing that I will say to you guys though is to remember these ratios, because if you think about it like this, all right, this is real, this is real, this is imaginary, this is imaginary. So if you have something like 1 plus √3i, then straight away we can say that so if w equals 1 plus √3i, then we can say argument of w is actually equal to pi over 3, because I can look at the ratio, that's the real part, and then that's the imaginary part, and that's how I know straight away that the angle is going to be pi over 3. All right, it is just something that's actually worth remembering. A lot of the times you work with pi over 4 because pi over 4 is like a nice 45-degree angle. Sometimes you get an equation like this where you might get like 1 minus I, or even -1 plus I. So if we were to look at the argument for -1 plus I, -1 is here, +1 is there. So this is what your complex number looks like. But the whole angle that we're looking at is actually 90 plus 45. So argument for -1 plus I is actually going to be 135 degrees. And the 1 is also imaginary on the other triangle, right? Because if you think about it, in your Cartesian plane, this is x and this is I. So on the y-axis it's always the imaginary, and on the x-axis it's always the real values. So if w is equal to square root of 3 plus 1i. Okay, let's have a look at this one, right? So if I was to plot this, square root of 3 is here, 1 is here. So if I look at the angle, 1 and square root of 3, then this is going to be, what is it going to be? Square root of 3 is flipped at that side. So that's going to be pi over 6. Yeah, sorry, Rat, I just wanted to double check that. Yes, that'll be pi over 6. Holy mother. Because it's flipped over. Sorry. Because your hypotenuse is going to be 2, right? The angle between the hypotenuse and root 3 is going to be pi over 6. And the angle between 2 and 1 is going to be pi over 3. So it's just the same as this triangle, but I've just it's just flipped over, that's all. Abhi, this was not hell. I guarantee you. Hell was about 10 minutes ago when we were trying to decide whether to captain Cleary or Hines. So, Nom Nom, this is why we kind of recommend you not to use tan, because tan sometimes does not actually work out all the time. It's better to use like sine or cosine rather than tan, because if I do tan for this, I don't think it's going to work out, but I'm going to try it anyway. So if I go shift tan, shift tan of 1 divided by root 3, is it going to work out? I don't know. I've never tried it. I should get, oh, it does work out. Okay, so it does work out in this case. I'm getting 30 degrees. That it does work out. But I know that there are some cases it doesn't actually work out. Level 3 physics. What's that guy's name? Is it Mr. Weebly? Is it Mr. Weebly? Does he do level 3? Okay, I'll show you guys. Here's the guy. Physics videos. Does he do level 3? I can't see. Oh, there, level 3 physics. There you go, exam walkthroughs. Look at that man. Physics. Do I subscribe to them? I thought I subscribed to this man. Oh well, we shall stay subscribed. There we go. Sorry, Abhi. I mean, that's the only guy I know, man. What? Oh. Level 3 bio, no, unfortunately, no, don't. I thought biology, you just kind of regurgitate stuff, don't you? You don't really need someone to explain stuff to you. It's not like physics or calculus. Stats, look up Liz Sneddon or Catherine Albertson. They're pretty good folks there. Alright guys, that's pretty much us for today. I am gonna have a very titchy 2 days as I keep track of my fantasy season, but many thanks to you. It's been a good start, good pick that you guys did. No, not good pick. No, it's been alright, I guess. But now I'm gonna go head off and have a sleep because it's just been a very long day today and I do need to get some shut-eye. Gummy, I use OneNote. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it, and I've been using it for quite a long time. So So next stream, I think I'm gonna, like I said to the level 2s as well, I am going to take a pause with level 2 and 3 streaming for till the MCAT is over. I think it's September, and then after that I'll spend like majority of the time I'll do level 2 and level 3s during the mock time, and then we can kind of start mixing it up after that. I use a pen. Nom nom. Alright guys, you guys take care. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks time, and then we'll get back into a routine of things. Alright, till then, rest up. I didn't realize this was, oh no, it's all good. So yeah, have a good night's sleep, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, bye.